Welcome to Taking It to the Nub. Your host, Boston Jimmy. And tonight, I got something unique. My guest tonight has planned and coordinated events for over 13 years. She's based out of Hampton Roads, Virginia, and she's coordinated events, including weddings up to 600 in attendance. She did the 2018 Pride Festival. She's done celebrity funerals, decor designer for the Birth of a Nation movie premiere in Norfolk, Virginia. She's done galas, baby showers, you name it, she's done it. She plans events as she likes to stand out herself. They don't call her Bow Tie Event Killa for nothing. So tonight, I want to give you a warm welcome to Shanika Smith, event coordinator, cigar enthusiast, and owner of Lavella's Parties. And we bring in Shanika. Hey, girl.
Hey, Jimmy.
Are you wearing, and where are you?
I'm at a fashion show.
A fashion show. Were
Yes.
you on the runway with that, or you just sitting in the audience?
No, I just had to follow the assignment. You know, it's a runway, so you got to have your captain hat, the Air Force jacket on.
Nice. And what's that in the background there? Where's that event being held?
Excuse me. It's at the NASA Langley Space Museum in Hampton, Virginia.
Oh.
Yeah, see, the fashion show is going on right now. So, you know, you gotta multitask.
Is this fashion show all about future space wear?
No, they just use it because, you know, it's the runway. So inside it's very cool in there. I took some pictures, videos. They have the airplanes everywhere. There's the building is shaped like a cube. So that's a good way. The runway, they walk all the way around. It's 3 floors, VIPs on the 3rd floor, the general admissions on the 2nd, and then the 1st floor is where the vendors are. They had a live band. It's really good. They're doing good.
Awesome. What are you smoking tonight?
One of my faves. Anybody who knows me knows I love Monte Cristo, Espada.
Nice smoke. I'm sitting here smoking a Nova Congress. I want to thank GFP Cigars who sent me a little care package. So this is one of them. So I do love Nova cigars, and it's nice to have another Congress. So very good. And I'm pairing it with a little, my dinner wine today was a 2020 Cabernet Sauvignon, the Butterfly.
Yes, it's one of my faves, Jimmy. I love some wine. I had my own during the pandemic. I started collecting wine, learning wine, but Cabernet Sauvignon, that's one of my favorites.
Yes.
And I like to try different brands. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. So 13 years doing events. Let's talk events first before we get into cigars, because I'm real interested in how you got into doing event promotion. Like did you go to school for this? Did you just decide to do this? Were you doing something before you did this and this thing just fell in your lap? How did it all come about, this whole concept of Lavella's?
I always tell people I'm blessed and grateful because I'm a fast learner. I was always the one that's hands-on in school, but no, I do not have a degree in this. It was a hobby. And I shadowed behind planners. And when you shadow behind someone, you're trying to get into that field, me personally, I want to know what to do and what not to do. You know, you see their mistakes. You see their mistakes, you want to make sure you're not doing those mistakes. You know, learning from everything. But yeah, it was a hobby. And my grandmother was like, I think you should go into business. You know, in my family, my grandparents was an entrepreneur. They had their own cleaning business. Now, I love to clean. Anybody who knows me. But that wasn't my passion. You know, I just love decorating, setting up for events, just organizing, period. Girls' trips. And that all goes into planning and decorating. So that's how I started.
Now, why the name Lavella's if you are Shanika?
Lavelle is my middle name. So I wanted to name my business after me. So I named it Lavella's. And I saw a quote that Puff Daddy had said, I was followed by, he's like, you're gonna name your business something, name it after yourself.
There you go. So I should be doing Boston Jimmy cigar reviews instead of Stogie Press. For those that really know me, my middle name is Robert, and being in Florida in the South, I could probably have called it Jim Bob's Cigar Reviews.
But when I'm out in the street, Jimmy, people who probably don't know me, they don't even say my name. Oh, look, when I first started, it was the girl with the short hair, the girl with the bow ties. I started out wearing bow ties. I had bow ties with every color event. I made sure my bow tie matched the color of the event. But yeah, now it's Lavella's. Don't even call me Shanika.
Now, what does it take to
Jimmy?
What does it take to put something?
I can hear you. He said, what does it take?
Yeah, what does it take to put on some of these events? Like if you do what's it take to put on a wedding? How much time do you spend preparing, and do you where you got to work with the bride and the groom to get their jive going?
Yes. So I always tell people you can't try to, how can I say it? Sometimes planners do that. People can work with you, try to negotiate, work with you, but don't knock them down all the way down that they're not making no profit. And also they have to remember, people don't understand when they see pictures and the decorations of the event, all they're looking at is, oh, wow. And I'm not knocking no vendors because everybody works hard. Like for me right now, I'm transitioning into just coordinating and not decorating. But people don't understand when they see all that, they forget about the coordinator. As me personally, I design, I create, I plan from the beginning to the end. I'll talk to the bride more than the groom, definitely. But I get all the calls, all the emails, all the text messages. Basically, we become a family. And people do not understand coordinators work hard. Like when anything goes wrong, everything falls on the coordinator. And I always tell my team, we have to be on our stuff. Because if anything happens, we have to make sure we did what we were supposed to do. If something falls back on something, like why? Well, I did my part. I did such and such. So let's, then they can blame it on the venue because I did let the venue know, or I did let them know everything. So that's why I told them we have to be on our stuff, especially everything that's in the contract that you say what you're going to do as a coordinator.
How often do you do events? Like how often do you do weddings?
Well, I slowed down. So after the pandemic, I don't know when the pandemic hit. For me, it was a lifesaver. For me, I was working like a workaholic, so I needed the break. Now, other people, I'm not knocking nobody because you don't live in people's homes. I needed the break, and I took that year off. So right now, this year, it's like I'm starting back over. I got to catch up. So I don't do a lot, but so far next year I have 3 weddings and I have a gala.
Okay.
So I'm excited.
Now you did the 2018 Pride Fest, and you are a big advocate of LGBT, the whole LGBT community. How did you get into that, and how did you get connected to work on that gala?
Okay, so how that happened, I volunteered by myself a year before. Like I said, if you're trying to learn the ropes in planning, doing events, hey, a new Pride was coming up. I said, you know what, I'm going to sign up for volunteering, helping them set up. Because when you volunteer, you're doing everything. You're just helping them set up, just anything they need, right? And when I got there, it was just like the first Black Smoke. I went into work mode. I see my peeps like, hey, need help? Because I already see that it's gonna look crazy. Let me help. So when I was there, I told one of the guys, lucky he was frustrated, he needed some help. I was like, hey, I'm an event coordinator, I can help. He was like, here's the floor plan. Can you tell the other people to set up, boom, just delegate. So, and then I was also doing a gala, it's called a Heartbeat Gala, with a partner I had. And one day she gave me a call and she's like, we got to put a bid in. How much would you charge for doing a festival for the Pride? Huh? I was like, huh? I don't know. She caught me off guard. So of course I probably kind of cheat myself because I didn't know. I never did a festival, and we had to hurry to get the bid in. So we were already doing a gala, and what's so crazy is it reminds me of the museum, right? We had the aquarium museum. I said it was her first year doing a theme event. I said, hey, let's do a theme event. And sometimes when you change up stuff, you're not really sure how things are. And we had the whole aquarium. Usually when people book the aquarium, they get like half of the rooms. No, we had the whole aquarium. Just like them, they had the whole space museum. You need to use the whole aquarium, have something else everywhere, right? And we got a bid in. Hey, let's invite them to our gala. That is what sold the deal. They loved how everything was set up, how everything was flowing. We had something everywhere in the museum. We saw how stuff was organized, boom, 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 and bam. And we went straight from planning from the gala and went straight into planning Pride. And when I say Pride kicked my butt, it was like 3-a-day meetings. It was boom. It was a great experience. I tell you that. I would love to do it again. Thousands of people. When I say thousands, and that year, usually it's not a lot. How can I say? I don't want to be had the right words. I'm gonna just be honest. Arc of color at Pride events that year and so on is mixed. It was beautiful.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've seen them. We have a Pride event here in Little Melbourne, Florida, every year. I love the fact that inclusivity is there.
I learned a lot.
How many days is that Pride event?
3. I think on top of my head. I believe it was 3 days.
So 3 days you're working.
No, sorry. Well, what we had was we had the block party they do at the Scope, and then we had the festival. But they have it during the whole week.
Okay.
They have other events going on throughout the week with the community.
I'm going to pull up your site for a second for everybody to see. And maybe we can walk through the site, let people understand what you have out there. Because I love your site. Got a lot of good information. So let me just move this out of the way. So you got on here, so you do baby showers, birthday parties, bridal showers, corporate charity events, New Year's Eve affairs, and weddings and other goodies. So these are your creations we're looking at, correct?
Yes, but I don't even decorate anymore. So a lot of stuff is about to be updated. Mm-hmm. I'm mostly just coordinating now, and I co-contract my vendors in, but I still design what I want at their event, and the vendors, they produce it. But yeah, then that's when I was going by hand. Hours of the night, all the type of ideas that I have. That was a New Year's party I did too. Used to call it the Great Gatsby. Did Great Gatsby 2 and Great Gatsby 3.
And again, like I said,
same thing. They love theme events. I love theme events. People don't understand theme events. People love to dress up, and you got to give them an experience. You got to feel like you're gonna give them Great Gatsby. You got to feel like you're walking into Great Gatsby. You got to feel like you're at the movie, or you're
Yeah. This is very cool. And then you've also you do weddings, obviously. So those that if you're out there getting married, if your pandemic brought the need, it's time to tie the knot now, 2021 or 2022. This girl right here, take care of you. I mean, so what am I looking at here? This is just this is a theme.
That was a sweetheart table. That was a sweetheart table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was at the Granby Theater down here in Norfolk, Virginia. They had, and this was at a historical church in Norfolk, but she didn't want, back in the, they had the older pews in the back, so she didn't want that in her pictures. And we had, they had to get that approved, the drapery, and that was that. And one of my pandemic bride, they're coming up next month on their 1-year anniversary.
Oh, really? You're gonna have a baby shower soon?
I don't know. I don't know.
Where is this taken? Downtown Norfolk?
Downtown on Granby Street. Yep.
Oh, look at that.
Granby Street is very historical. Has a lot of artwork, murals all over the buildings. A lot of restaurants. It's a busy street. There's definitely a lot of pictures get done there. One of my LGBT, matter of fact, yeah, the shoot that's in the magazine.
We're gonna get to that in a second.
That was on Granby Street too.
So the good thing is that when you run these, when you do like weddings, you have a lot of connections doing this for 13 years with a lot of different venues that you've worked with. They know who you are. You're able to help the bride and the groom do type of thing, connect with those different venues if they want. These are your corporate events here. You do how often do you do corporate events? And I mean, it's pandemic season, but other than that, how often did you do corporate events?
Not a lot as I want. I would love to do more. I'm more into doing more weddings. So next year I have a gala for autism. And
for autism.
Yes. And she's up. One of my client is here. She's vending.
Well, that's fantastic. So because my son's done, he's a PhD in neural medicine, and he's done all his research was on autism. And over the years that he was doing that, I learned so much about that. And I've kind of taken under me whenever I have money to donate. I always donate it to the autism charities, because you people don't realize how many people are out there, children and adults that are autistic at various stages. And like in the cigar industry, you'd be surprised. You mention it and they're like, yeah, I have a cousin or maybe my child or my uncle or my aunt. You hear it all the time. And this is a big thing. We got to figure out not just, like treatments, but we got to cure this.
I have a cousin. When I say he has a story to tell, and he is at his first year at ODU.
God bless him.
He was delayed in, I don't go over that with my family, but what had happened, but he was delayed younger speaking, and just know that he went to CHKD, and he was the smartest child ever. And he's doing his first year in ODU. So proud of him.
And that's amazing. I have a younger brother who he's like 62, so he's 50, gonna be 59. And him and his wife, they have their daughter, but they have a 13-year-old daughter, but they just adopted, or 16-year-old daughter, I said. They just adopted a 13-year-old, a 12-year-old autistic boy. And I give them an amazing credit because it's like, I don't know if I would have that kind of patience at my age, but they brought this young boy into the house. I've met him. He's amazing. I mean, absolutely amazing young man. He's got his mental issues of dealing of he probably isn't operating at a level, but they're bringing him up through it. He came from, broken houses and stuff, and that didn't help, right? The education process didn't help. So they've done a lot with him just in the last year. And I've seen radical changes for the good just by having a loving household. And that really makes a big difference.
Oh yeah, structure. Yeah, oh man.
When you do your events, do your like if you do like weddings or these other events, do they know the connection to cigars with you? Do you bring that in if they want it?
Yeah, if they wanted, I had a 10-year vow renewal. The groom wanted cigars. Matter of fact, it was a Great Gatsby wedding too. Great Gatsby. This one, that FYI, Great Gatsby is one of my all-time famous movies. So I love doing their theme events. But they had a vow renewal, and matter of fact, it was I still remember they had the Cohiba, Connecticut, and the guys enjoyed it. This past wedding I just had in Virginia Beach on the ocean. Well, it's on the beach. My client, the grooms and his groomsmen, they smoke cigars. And when I first had my first consult with him, I brought him some cigars. I gifted him a cigars wedding day. And during the whole wedding, they kept sneaking out there trying to smoke. And I'm like, get in here. The whole time I'm smelling like, oh, I want to smoke right now, but I can't. But when I got done, when the business was cleaning up, I went outside and smoked my LFD.
Wow. All right. So what we're going to do right here, we're going to do a quick sponsor break. Shout out to sponsors for the show. When we come back, we're going to shift gears. We're going to get into Shanika, the cigar enthusiast. Talk about what you like, how you got into it, how long you've been smoking cigars, and then we're going to dig into your latest prize, which is being featured in an article in the inaugural issue of Black Smoke Magazine, which I was just at the rollout event.
I was so jealous of y'all. I'm just looking at pictures like, man.
Yeah. I mean, Christine Morgan's amazing. I mean, just an amazing woman.
I told her I'm so grateful for her. She gave me, when I got the call and I had a talk with her, she gave me a talk like no other. It was real.
Of course. All right, so let's give a quick shout out here. So today's show, I want to thank Tarazona Cigars. Tarazona Cigars, owned by Eddie Tarazona. They are a company that does it with passion. That's not just a phrase, Tarazona Cigars. Everything they do has passion behind it. Their premium long-leaf handmade cigars are each rolled to the highest quality by masterful rollers. They take the pride in the quality and craftsmanship of every cigar that goes into every box of Tarazona and Carabella cigars. The ultimate goal of Tarazona is for you to enjoy a fine cigar with good friends, or sit down for momentous occasions, or just kick back and enjoy a perfect day. You can always follow Tarazona Cigars at www.Tarazona Cigars and also on their Facebook and Instagram pages. Today's show is also brought to you by Platinum Nova Cigars. Smoking a Platinum Nova today. Platinum Nova Cigars, family-owned and operated premium cigar company. They use only the highest vintage tobacco and the most skilled hand workmanship that goes into making each Platinum Nova cigar. This results in a timeless blend of art and craftsmanship. The Nova brand and the family's work are a tribute and an honor to their grandfather. But always remember him and his infinite passion for the finest cigars. Their love for cigars started with their grandfather, a dedicated master blender and entrepreneur in the cigar industry. So the next time you're looking for an exquisite cigar experience, pick up a Platinum Nova. You can check Platinum Nova Cigars out at www.novacigar.com and on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And if you go to novacigars.com and you want to buy anything direct from their site, use the code BostonJimmy15. Again, that's Jimmy with an IE, not a Y, 15, the number, and you'll get 15% off your purchase. And lastly, I'd like to shout out to La Jolla Del Chan. La Jolla Del Chan is a dream come true for husband and wife, Gabby El Chan and Liz. They want all the hands that work the tobacco leaf in their home country of Puerto Rico to have the same opportunity to expose their products. They call it La Jolla del Chan because they cultivate part of their product. And at some point, they want to be able to supply the world with their native tobacco leaf. The pride that Gabby and Liz feel is the same pride of all those that work the tobacco leaf. And for this, they deserve a portal that represents them. They want to thank everybody for supporting their country of Puerto Rico. They always say, we will resist. You can follow La Jolla del Chan at www.lajolladelchan.com and at El Chan Cigars on Instagram and Facebook. I want to thank my sponsors. Without them, this show is always a little bit harder to do. Let's get back to Shanika.
Hey.
All right. So
never use that discount.
I'm getting better at it. 2 years running almost, so now I'm doing good.
You did good.
So when did you pick up your first cigar? How old were you?
Okay, so I've been
You don't have to
smoking.
answer that if it's under 18.
Oh no, I was old. I was of age. I've been smoking the same amount of years as my business. That's crazy, right? So what happened was I was talking to someone at that time, and of course their friends smoke cigars, and we're still good friends to this day. And I was like, man, I want to try smoke. So smell was just like, hey, I want to try that. So his name is Bryce. What he did was he made a box for me, and he had different types of cigars in there, right? And I still remember my first one that I lit up was the Cohiba Red Dot. I had some CAOs. I'm trying to remember. It was a Partagas. I remember my Partagas Black, because I would never smoke that again. Took me down. And it was my first trip to Miami. Took my box, acted like I knew what I was doing. They didn't give me no instructions, mind you. I'm smoking, it's hot in Miami, Memorial Weekend. I'm just walking up the strip, smoking my cigar, trying to be cool. I'm like, dang, I'm about to faint. Like, I'm about to but I'm still smoking away, right? But I'm just not feeling good. I get back home and I got with them and I'm like, why was I feeling like that? It was like, was you inhaling? I said, that's what you're supposed to do. It was like, man, you about to kill yourself in Miami.
No,
so I had to learn. It's crazy. I had to learn not to inhale. Learn how to control the smoke, not hitting the back of my throat like a hookah. Like I can't do hookahs. I probably smoke a good 4 hookahs and it burns my throat. I can't, because I can't control that smoke is different than this. I can't control the hookahs. But I had to learn how to control the smoke from me not choking. Also, I kept spitting. So
there are people that do that.
I had to, no, but me personally, I had to learn palates, right? If I had to spit, because these cigars that I love, I don't spit. If I had to spit, then a cigar is not for me. Some people still smoke. Some people will still smoke and still spit all day. First of all, it's nasty, because everybody was looking at me crazy. Now I look at people crazy. But I'm like, if I have to, I started smoking other cigars, and I'm like, hey, I'm not spitting. Like, what's going on here? My palate loves it. My palate is good with that. So I don't care if it's a #1 cigar. If I am spitting, I can't smoke that cigar. Partagas Black, no, never again.
Now, you were saying that your favorite cigar is a Monte Cristo.
Yes, the Espada. I remember I went to Emerson's. They had a shorter stick. I'm like, no, y'all have to get the longer ones in. I can't smoke those. Ever since they always have those in, but I keep a box. If anybody who knows me, this right here stays stocked up.
Now, when you first started, so you got this box from your friend, and you kind of had this experience with different blends, things you liked, maybe you didn't like. What was like when you first walked into a cigar lounge as a woman cigar smoker, that had now maybe some experience. What was the experience of a lounge, and how did they treat you as a woman cigar smoker the first time?
Okay, so for me, it's called Emerson Cigars, and back down here in Virginia. They have different locations. My main shop was Greenbrier in Chesapeake, Virginia,
Okay.
and that's like family to me. And when I used to go in there, I'm still the same to this day, unless I really, really know you and I really want to talk and stuff. I used to just go in there, get my cigar, and I was the only female. When I say Jimmy, ladies will come in there, get their sticks and go. So now I love it. Like over the years, like wow, like where all these females been at? Because it was just me. I used to just sit in there. Of course, I was still stylish then too. Nothing changed, and I just sat down and enjoyed the stick. I didn't have all the conversations and talking. I just wanted to sit and smoke. And I remember one person told me, "Oh, you just come in here and you don't sit talk to nobody. First, I gotta vibe. I'm Aquarius. I gotta observe. I gotta vibe people out. I'm not that. Hey, keep going, boom, boom. Anybody who knows me, if I see you, I know you. I'm gonna greet you, but I'm not. Once I start smoking and have a little drink, I gotta sit down. I can't walk. I get this. I get lightheaded. You feel yourself like sit down. I cannot walk around all day smoking and talking. I need to find a seat quick." But somebody said that to me, and it was like, "You don't know Shanika. She's always been that way." I was like, "Thank you for having my back."
Now,
So yeah, the atmosphere is great, and the guys, they treat me like family all the time. Like now, I slowed down going out to the shops and stuff, even before the COVID happened, the pandemic. They'd be like, "Hey, where you been at?" So now when I have meetings, if I'm on that side, I definitely stop by the shop and check on the guys.
it's always fun if you're like I call it like the old I used to hang out in bars when I was younger. You become the bar fly, right? You're always there, right? But when you're suddenly no longer there, and if that place or establishment is still running, and then you haven't been there in 6 months, and you walk in, you suddenly like your status is changed into like, "Oh wow, welcome back. How you doing? I haven't seen you forever. What have you been up to?" And now you can catch up on things, instead of every day the same doldrum, the same thing, you listen to the same
Right.
song.
I think it's better that way. You gotta, as they say, let the person miss you.
Yeah, right. Makes the heart grow fonder, right? At least they say. What do you like to pair with cigars if you pair things, as far as a drink or a beverage?
I'm a bourbon drinker, so I go to Woodford Reserve, and I gotta try. I think it's called Double Oak. One of my cigar sisters, they went to two of them went to Atlanta. They went to Atlanta Cigar Week, but she would say that she tried the Double Oak, so I had to try that. I love my Buffalo Trace.
You do the Uncle Nearest?
I haven't tried that. One of my
Oh my
cigar sisters
God.
have.
You got to get the
It's two of
100
my
proof.
things.
You got to get the 100 proof one. It is smooth as silk. Smooth as silk.
But see, I'm the type of person. I'm a bad person. I can't drink it straight, so I gotta have some Coca.
That's okay.
Soda. Excuse me, some Coca-Cola.
Well, what I like is, like I'm a Scotch and Irish whiskey kind of guy, so I'm drinking that straight all the time. But if I'm drinking, I'm not a bourbon guy by nature. But if I'm drinking bourbon, it's good bourbon. I'm going to drink it neat or on a big rock. But I always have like a can of Coke on the side. So I have a chaser, right? So I take a sip or two, and then I'll drink some Coke. I don't mix it unless I'm dealing with something like Jack Daniels or something like that. Then I'll mix it with Coke. But usually it's always neat on the whiskey, and then if it's bourbon, it tends to be have a little side drink, a Coke or a cream
or ginger ale. But that's the only way I can drink, Jimmy. I don't trash. I can't do it. That's the only way I can drink it. But those are my or I pair it with my wine sometimes.
I do like it with wine. I've drank a lot more wine since the pandemic, and even before then. I start the bottle at dinner time and I finish it around 11:30 at night. I just sip it down.
Better be glad I'm not at home. I would have had a glass of wine.
That's it. Now, what's the average number of cigars you're smoking a day?
Oh man, I slowed down. This OG done slowed down. Man. To be honest, when the pandemic happened, I definitely, oh Lord, really? Yeah, I'm outside, people, sorry. I slowed down smoking cigars. So now sometimes I might get 2 and 3 in a week, but I used to smoke almost 4 a day.
Yeah, I do about 3 a day usually.
Yeah, what's that fourth one kick in? All right, I'm smoked out.
Well, the pandemic times, there's I like to say there was some real tectonic shifts that happened in the cigar industry. One of those was Zoom and people setting up Zoom channels all the time. And what you found yourself doing is you have your normal cigar around 8 o'clock at night, maybe after dinner, you went out. I would go out in my lounge here. I'd work on some Stogie press stuff, smoke a cigar, have a few drinks, and maybe watch a ball game on TV. But then what happened was you get into you get the invite. Oh, we open up a Zoom. Next thing you know, you get on the Zoom channel, and now it's 9 o'clock at night, 9:30, and normally that's okay, I'm just chilling. Oh, let me get a cigar because I'm going to spend some time on the Zoom now. And now all of a sudden I've got another hour and a half when I'm going to sit back and smoke another cigar. And sometimes you go for if it's a really good channel, good group of people, you're like, crap, I got to get another cigar.
Yeah, that's how my cigar club, ladies of the round table. Hey, Lord, if you watching, we were having our Zooms. We couldn't have our meetups, and even now we said it last week, a couple of days ago. We miss our Zooms, but yeah, I didn't want to end. I didn't want to get off. I wanted to keep smoking.
Right. I mean, that's how it is. And I even know that people, you go out to a lounge, and now that things are open again, maybe your lounge closes at 9, 10 o'clock, you get home, and you know what, let me go on Facebook, and next thing you know, oh, we're having a Zoom. So you get on a Zoom, and next thing you know, firing up another cigar,
Right.
And enjoying. I mean, the industry had rocked through the pandemic last year. I mean, it was, they found the way, they were able to navigate these waters better than many industries. They've sold more cigars through a pandemic than they did before because people were ordering, whether they were ordering online, stop at the shop, do curbside stuff. They were stocking up their humidors because they didn't know if the shop would close.
Yeah, like I said, Emerson's is like family. They know where I live at, and I stocked up during the pandemic. So I smoked less and I stocked up, and I learned how to smoke a pipe.
Really? So you do a pipe too?
Yeah, I'm going to bring my pipe out during the fall. Summer is not for no pipe for me. But I learned how to smoke it and learn tobacco during the pandemic. But yeah, they delivered. I ordered whatever I ordered. They delivered to me to the house.
So what kind of pipe you got? Oh
my God. Top of my head.
Yeah, nice pipe. You got a really nice pipe.
Oh, it's a nice. It's a skull. I love skulls. They taught me how to. What did the guy tell me? To clean it. This type of pipe, I have to clean it out every time because it will stay really oily, and if I touch it, it will stain my pipe. Because mine's like a marble skull type. I have to send you some pictures of my own pipe. But I learned at first. I started on before I got out. What's so crazy? All these years smoking, I used to put the pipes are in there. Cigar shop. I'm like, I don't know if I want to smoke no pipe. I don't know about that. But I always had my eye on that stone.
So your pipe, you didn't have to go through the whole seasoning process and breaking it in.
No, not with that one. See, I started for me to like a pipe. His name is Dan. He told me, he said, start off with a corn pipe. to see if you're going to, see if you like it, get the feel of it.
Right.
And that was my starter kit.
Okay.
The Captain's Choice. Because most of the guys that smoked pipes there, they love Captain's Choice. And it was, just directed me on what's a good tobacco to smoke. And I started with that. And once I started liking it, feeling it, so I'm gonna get my pipe.
Very cool. I used to smoke one when I was real young, when I was like 21 years old, at work. Back then you could smoke in an office. So I kind of smoked pipe in the office all the time. And then I got away from that and, moved deeper into cigars. I just found the cigar to be, I'm not into the whole flavor kind of thing.
Yeah, me either.
And I the pipe is, you get a lot of, it's treated, how they work it. And I'd said, I just want to have just a good premium cigar. And
the way it smells to me personally, Captain's Choice, it smelled like, fruity and stuff, but it didn't taste it.
Okay.
It's not like a infused cigar.
Right. I was probably smoking inferior tobacco.
It's definitely, it was definitely different. I'm not knocking no infused. Every now and then I want to smoke one, but that's not my go-to thing.
Okay. When you got asked, let's move into Black Smoke Magazine. Let's talk a little bit about Black Smoke Magazine. For those that may not know what that is, I already put out the article on it. I'll be talking more about it in another article with the rollout that they did this past week at the Atlanta Cigar Experience. TK Fascinado, aka TK, aka Kennedy Akil, aka
TK like Puff Daddy. TK like Puff Daddy. He got all the names.
Whatever name you want to use for TK. His latest adventure is he's taken from Black Smoke Miami, promoting that. He has created this thing called Black Smoke Magazine, and the inaugural issue is out now. And the cover is the Queen of the South, Christine Morgan, but he was kind enough to reach out to you and do an article about you. And I haven't read it. I have to. He's supposed to send me. I didn't get a magazine when I was up there. Right? I was too busy taking pictures and doing stuff. So I want to read that article. Right? Tell me about that whole thing. Was there a photo shoot or anything in that? How'd that process work?
So when I got the call, I was shocked. I was like, "What?" Let me tell you something. I told my mother this. Something else happened. I can't even share it to the world yet. But I've been manifesting stuff and dreaming and thinking that, like, it's going to happen, right? And photo shoot, no. I've been having those photos. One of them was from my birthday. One of them was a photo shoot for the business, just of me, my black and white. And the other two are an LGBT bridal style shoot that I did on Granby Street in Norfolk. And I worked my butt off on that bridal style shoot. You know what I mean? Because it was like no other. You never see nothing like that. It's colorful. It was artsy. The young lady, she was an artist. I got a wedding dress from a Goodwill. She spray painted the wedding dress. Yeah, it was crazy. But anyways, I always wanted that in a magazine. Do you hear me? Like, right. to push their weddings. I'm gonna get into that too. But he called me and I was like, wow. Like I was just grateful. I didn't know what to say and think. And I was like, okay, what you need? Because I already had the pictures ready. And I just sent everything he told me to send. And I had a talk with Christine about the magazine. First, I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, well, how is that gonna look? There might be other event coordinators out here in the cigar industry. And what she told me too, like, it's so crazy because what she told me is what I speak to my friends. She's wearing what people think. So I was like, you're right. Like, I work hard. Anybody who know me, like, man, they have no idea from where I started till now. Man, I'm just grateful. Sometimes I have my moments. I just break down and cry and just say thank you.
So that was an honor to be in this inaugural magazine.
Yes.
There are people that have now a bunch of these magazines all signed by Christine. I think they're gonna frame them on their wall.
That was dope.
I hope they read what's in the inside the magazine and not just
read
photo.
everybody's article, not just everybody. Right. That's what I did. I sat down. Of course, when I got it, I wanted to get to mine, and I got to Christine. Then I started going to everybody's.
Right.
Everybody did awesome.
So
how he put it, him and his team, how they put it together. It was bananas. Like, that's super dope.
Now, are you planning to go to Black Smoke Miami this year?
I'm trying, Jimmy. I'll be coming from my 40th birthday party.
Oh, bless your
heart. My 40th birthday. I'll be coming from Dubai. So I'm like, oh, God.
Well,
it's hard. I can't be everywhere.
Nah, I'm the same way. And, you're right. It was like me trying to get up to Atlanta was the same thing. I kept telling Cigar Mike for like 2 years, I'm coming up. And then last year, pandemic, well, not coming up. And then this year, I kept saying, and then I finally decided when I knew that they were going to do the rollout, I'm going out. I'm going to go up for a couple of days and, and have fun. And I mean, the community up there is just so cool. I mean, I've only driven through Atlanta in my life. Hanging out in Atlanta, hanging out in Buckhead, all right, and just walking around. That place is jamming. I mean,
jamming, right? Yeah, that was my place. That was my second home. No, my third home. Excuse me. My second home was Baltimore. Atlanta was my third home. My 20s. Atlanta was good times.
Yeah, I mean,
I've been, right?
I grew up in New York City. I left New York City when I was 21. I moved to Boston, which, that's another great town to be young and do cool stuff. And then now I live in Melbourne, Florida, which, all right, so I'm an old man now. But the place is like going into Atlanta and like my daughter and my son live in Nashville, and I go up there and I check. That's another vibrant city. But Atlanta is just, I was blown away with how cool it is. And people, when people go out, here's the thing. When you're here like in Melbourne, Florida, or, even in Miami, people go out to a cigar shop. I go like this. This is me in a cigar shop, right? In Atlanta, don't matter whether it's an event or not an event, they dress to impress. And I'm just like looking at this, and the people on the street, they are decked out. I mean, it's like they're going to like their best, like a New Year's Eve party or something. It's every night, and every weekend they're going out and having this fantastic time. I was like, wow, I've got to get back up to Atlanta and spend a whole week just having fun.
You don't want to come back.
May never get home if I go out for a whole week.
Yeah, I was telling my cigar sisters, I said, next year, I don't know, I'm not booking nothing in September. I'm taking that whole month. I'm not booking nothing. So I can be able to. See, now, I think Mike, he's not doing the same week. This is probably maybe his first time. He's not doing it the same week as Atlanta Cigar Week. So, I want to support. Even when I went my first time, I went to some events for Atlanta Cigar Week, and then I went to Mike's event too. My first time in Christine's mobile. That mobile bad. But I want to next year take off that month. That's going to be their month, and just so I can be able to support both of them. Yeah,
because this year they did. The Atlanta Cigar Week was 1 week, and then this week was the Atlanta Cigar Experience. And just for anybody who's watching, at Big Smoke in Vegas, I understand Mike's going out there and he's going to do a Vegas Cigar Experience, coupled with Big Smoke. So during the day, because the Big Smoke they kind of do at night, But during the day, he's going to have things. He's going to set stuff up where people are going to go out to different lounges. He's going to introduce people to different places. And he's so good with that. I mean,
Go ahead, Mike. You better network.
He's got a bad. I mean, we went in last night. We were in Davidoff, and we left Davidoff around 11 o'clock. And he goes, "We got to go to this place. You got to go to Prince, right? It's and it's this place on it's like 2 blocks away, right?" So he gives us the address. Me and the guy, one of the owners of ATL Cigars was there. So the 2 of us, we said, "Okay, let's go over there." So we're the first ones to go to this place. And we're walking, we see the numbers on the building, and we look at this white building, and it's like, there's no sign. You can't find this on your GPS, and you can't find it on Google, right? And we're walking over, and there's kind of like an alleyway with like an old metal stairway, and it's dark, and we're like walking through this, and I'm like, we're walking through an alleyway at 11:30 at night, I don't know, this is not good. What are we doing, right? And we finally found some guy in a parking lot, and he says, "Yeah, you got it. It's right there. He's the second. Go upstairs, and it's his first door." So we go up there, and you go to open it. The door's locked, right? There's no windows, right? And I'm like, all right. So we knock on the door. This guy goes over, he opens the door. I said, "What cigar? We're with Cigar Mike." Goes, "Oh, yeah, come on into my place." And we come in, and it's like this little speakeasy, man. It's like you got a bar downstairs, nice seating, and
I'm hitting jewels.
Oh man, and we went, and then upstairs there's like a big grand piano, and there's like a music room upstairs. And we looked, the 2 of us just looked at each other and said, "Man, this is some Cigar Mike shit, man. There's no doubt this is some Cigar Mike all over this." Right? It's like you would never know where this place was if you didn't know somebody like Mike to say, "This is where we're going." And I had so much fun. We didn't stay there long, but at the time I was there, it was awesome. We're going to take another break off here. We're going to go through what's new in news and reviews on Stogie Press this past week. And when we come back, we're going to do a quick lightning round. We'll wrap this one up and get you back to your fashion show.
Okay, no problem.
So this week in Stogie Press, we have, and I just open this up here and back here, quick share. So we did a couple of reviews this week. Obviously I was running out of town and a lot of time to do a lot of stuff, but anyway, 2 reviews. The first one was the Falto cigars Invicto. The Falto, for those that know, Falto cigars has been around for over a quarter century. This is one of his premier cigars when he started the company. This cigar has been around a long time. This is one of his latest, the latest rendition of it. Over a couple of decades, I guess this thing's been around. Very nice cigar. Has this nice caramel, cedar, and cocoa notes with this natural sweetness that runs through it. You get some nuances of nut, little pepper and spice, and some woodiness at the end. This is an $8 cigar, so this is a really value-priced cigar, really good cigar, especially for the price. Nicely constructed, and a nice little oily wrapper to it. And you can see a nice ash, good solid ash. After it dropped, picked right back up. So we like this cigar. We gave this one a 94. The other cigar we reviewed this week was the Adventura King's Gold Robusto. Now this one here, from construction-wise, this is a beautiful looking cigar. It's got a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper on it. It's a $13, $14 cigar. It didn't have a very rich profile. It did definitely have kind of a core of cinnamon and cocoa notes running through it, with some nuances of dry fruit, little earthiness at the end, some natural sweetness and spice through it. I like the flavor profile of this, but unfortunately, if you look at the makeup of it, it uses a Connecticut broadleaf as a wrapper and a Mexican San Andreas as a binder. And it's got a multi-country filler from the Dominican, America, and Nicaragua. And when you know, sometimes when you put these thick leaves together, you end up with burn problems. And unfortunately, on Stogie Press, we pay a lot of attention to burn. So the cigar looks nice, but you can already start to see I got a little bit of burn issue. I had this flaky ash kind of comes in, comes down here, got kind of flat burn cone, had an off burn, had some burn problems. So that's where it lost its points. Not so much in the flavor, but mostly in the burn. So this one here came in at an 89. I would try another one. Anybody wants to try one, yeah, I think it's worth trying. The cool part of this, if you don't see it here, you can't necessarily note this, but this band is made of metal. So it's like a tin band, right? It's not a paper band. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it's a nice adornment to the cigar, but I'm sure that adds a couple of pennies to the price of the cigar. So it is what it is. That's their marketing they did on this particular one. So very, very, very decent, 89. News-wise, it was kind of a busy news week, especially we'll get to in a second, especially from our friends at Southern Draw. But ATL Cigars announced their ATL Magic. The ATL Magic, I just smoked one of these today, and I can't wait to review it. This is a phenomenal cigar. They're going to be hitting the retailers on the 16th of the month. Absolutely beautiful. It uses fillers from Nicaragua and a very special Pueblo Nuevo region, which is, you don't see that a lot in cigars. It's got Esteli and Jalapa in it. It's got a San Andreas wrapper, very toothy, oily wrapper to it. I'm looking forward to doing this. There's a whole thing in here. They're working with Tabacalero Pichardo and Ace Prime and Luciano Morales to put this one out. So there's a whole little interview here that they did with this, and you can read about it and watch this and understand what this cigar is all about. So it's all about the Magic City, right? So that's pretty cool. The next thing was we have a slew of Southern Drawer announcements that came out. I won't get into all the details on each one, but the first one is they're opening up a swag shop. They have a company they've been working with for a long time, Ace Graphics. They're going to be putting out all kinds of Southern Drawer branded products. You'll be able to buy directly from there. So if you like Southern Drawer and you want to get some cool swag, they're going to be enhancing the amount of swag that's available. The next article is actually even more important. They've been a very tightly knit family organization and very close friends of the family that are part of the company. They have decided they're going to branch out and they're looking for people that want to invest. And part of what their investment profile wants to be is they want to bring in money from investors, bring people into the company so that they want to start acquiring some of these other up and coming cigar companies, these small companies, and bring them under the fold of Southern Drawer. And they're looking to raise some capital to go do that. So if you're interested in investing in a cigar company, there's an open door here for anybody who wants to invest, and all the information is in that article. They also are looking for strategic partners in global distribution. So they're continuing their press. They're especially looking for places in New York, Jersey, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, Illinois, and so forth. So Midwest, Northeast, they want to start to have some strategic partners and distribution. So if you're interested in maybe repping and working with Southern Drawer in those areas, there's opportunities there that they're expanding. And then lastly, they came out with an extension to their Jacob's Ladder. The Jacob's Ladder, if you've ever had that cigar, we've described it as smooth strength. This is a cigar that will, if you're not careful, will kick you on your butt. But Slow could slow and enjoy it. They have a new one. It's called the Ascension, and this is going to be a Bello Coso Fino. So this is a kind of little smaller in stature than the original Jacob's Ladder, but not going to sacrifice on the punch that it gives you. Our friends over at Drew Estate, they're doing a big thing. They announced they're going to have Bitcoin sweepstakes. So if you get on their weekly shows or monthly shows, you said, the freestyle live events, they're going to pick 5 people that are on those shows to be put to the pool. And in February, they're going to draw a winner, and that winner is going to win a Bitcoin for real, $46,000 value or whatever it is in February. So that's a big deal thing. So if you want to get in on that, you got to get on the freestyle live events. And that is the news. And then lastly, on our taking it to the nub, this past week, we also put out the Falto Cigars interview that we did. So that's been archived now on the YouTube channel. And keep in mind now, for those that are watching, that all our shows are going to be broadcasted live here on YouTube, because where Facebook is having issues and doing live broadcasts, so moving to this platform to go do that. So that is the news and reviews on Stogie Press for the week. Keep subscribing, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you will get all of this announcements as they come out. Quick lightning round will get you back in. Since you're at a fashion show, who's your favorite fashion model?
I don't have a favorite fashion model.
Okay.
I don't really have a favorite fashion model. I'm in love with fashion.
All right. So let me ask you a different question.
Unique. Sure.
On the same vein, do you like to watch the fashion runway on TV?
I haven't watched it lately. I used to watch
Project Runway, right?
Right. Can you hear me, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch it. But one of the guys, oh man, his name begins with a C. I can't think of it right now. I know when I see him, he wears glasses. He's Caucasian. He's small. He's short.
Oh, the guy that's the star, one of the that is actually running the show. That guy.
I don't think he runs the show.
Who comes in and helps the designers and teach them.
Yes. Because now he's booming.
Yeah.
He is booming. He with a lot of celebrities' outfits now. But yeah, he used to be up there.
So what do you think is the hottest fashion trend in 2021?
Definitely a lot of patterns. Basically a lot of Afro-Central patterns. They were different type of styles that I've seen. One of my friends here, Fanny, I got to see her before the interview. Oh, I posted one of the pictures of her. I seen her making it, and I was like, now that can't be no skirt. It can't go on nobody's waist. It's too small. And I'm like, it got to be a hat. And when her model came, that sucker was bang. But she just, repping where she's from. And I use some of her pins that I put in my hat sometimes. She also she made some glasses for me with the fabric. But I don't know. I don't really like the trend, like what's in. I want to do something different. I like stuff that's different, stuff that stands out.
Well, isn't that what fashion's about? What's new? I won't say it's trendy. I mean, it is if it hits, but it's usually something new, right?
Right, but some people like to stay. What's in new or what's in style? Like me, I like everything new, old, vintage. You can't knock people. I hate when I see people like, oh, that's vintage, that's old. Vintage is in. I'm
Cool.
vintage.
So baseball hats are in.
Always being on my bad haircut day. I put a baseball cap on. So when y'all see me with a cap on, that be my haircut. But I always put my hat on. My barber always said, "Why you coming here for a haircut? You know you gonna put the hat on." But I still gotta have a fresh cut.
All right, and the last question, and everybody gets this question on my show, male, female, doesn't matter. No context involved. Very simple answer. Skirts or pantsuits?
Pantsuits. Anybody know
Thank
me?
you. Thank you. I
I'm a
agree.
pants-
I believe a woman that rocks a pantsuit can rock a skirt, not necessarily the other way around.
That's me all day anyways.
There's a certain thing about a woman in a pantsuit that she's got a mission, right? It's like she's got drive. I want to talk to that person and I want to know them, from a business perspective. What are you doing? What are you into?
Right. Bring me to the table too.
Exactly. There you go. All right. Well, I know you want to get back in and see some more fashion, and there's probably some cocktails involved or something. So I'm going to let you get back in and enjoy your evening. I very much appreciate that we were able to work the timing out for this. I really apologize for this show about the what's going on with my issues with Facebook, but we're going to make this work.
No, you're fine.
This is right now live on YouTube. So when I close it out, if you want to share it, you could just copy the link and put it on your Facebook, and just the link to the YouTube, and any of your followers can go there and see it, which makes this easier. Okay.
I can't wait to see you again in person, Jimmy, because the first back school we was having a ball.
We had a blast, didn't we?
Yes.
And I want to thank all my followers, my sponsors for sticking with us here. And we're going to see you next week. There's no show. I'm going to be spending the week and the whole week up in Nashville area with my grandchildren. It's my granddaughter's birthday. I'm taking them camping over into a place by the Cumberland River, a little tiny house, just me, my wife, and my two grandkids. So no show next week. When we come back, we're going to have ATL Cigars on, and we'll be talking about ATL. All right.
All right, Jimmy, thank you so much.
I'll give you the last word.
What's the last word?
Yeah.
Stay focused.
I love it. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy.
See y'all.
See ya.